Hello, my name is Peter Kaufman. I am a game designer, a writer, a world builder, kind of a creative dabbler of sorts. And over the past 2 months, maybe 1 month, I've been working on a 2D game. This is the first 2D game I have ever worked on. We're gonna have a behind the scenes kind of check, go through what I did, just a look at this game that I just completed. It's going to be a brief walkthrough of everything I did and some of the takeaways I have from this project. First off, as you can see, there's a large map, probably small compared to other games, but we can go in and look at the tile set, the tile map, and right away you'll see that there's 4 separate regions divided into 4 areas. The first area, this green, is kind of just like a grassland kind of area, something you see more in your traditional kind of games, like Mario, I guess you should say, and Sonic. And you go, and first area that's different from the grass is the factory, as I've decided to call it. It's just brick, got gold, more industrial looking, and then under that is the cave, and then finishing off we have the beaches, with more water areas and where you finish off the game. Now, looking into the game has 3 characters. We can go and just start it up and look at those. So this is the starting screen. I did a lot of my work with this character, the Cool Frog character. But I decided, it'd be cool to be able to play with a couple different characters. So we got Mystery Tiki and Crazy Bunny. I think this one's a fan favorite of my girlfriend's, at least. But, a little differentiality, something unique. I like having, that character options. So I was able to pull it off and add something, and this is the first time I've really had that in a game. Then we can go and look at the enemies. So we go back into the main level, go down and look at all the different enemies. If I can find it, here we go. So we got a number of different enemies. There's 8 total and 1 boss. Just to look at a few, we got a bluebird with the general code for there, and this is the animation. Great animations and sprites from, I got it off of itch. The credits are going to be on the itch page and are also in the game once you beat it. I've played it a number of times, and I have to say I'm god awful at it. But hopefully that's just the game being good and me being bad. Another look at an enemy that you're gonna have to face. And so just a few of, maybe we'll look at the slime. This one I really like. I like the colors for it. Now, the general objective of the game is to run through the map, taking out all the enemies, and each time you take out an enemy or jump on it, kind of like in a Mario or, like I said, Sonic, they will drop a piece of fruit, and you have to collect every piece of fruit that is dropped from an enemy, so therefore you have to take out every single enemy. I believe there's 38 total, including the boss. So once you get all the fruit, you take them all out, you collect the fruit, and generally survive. The hearts is the only health system that you get, and it is pretty scarce. There's I think 1 per kind of region, kind of like what you see on the screen now. and it doesn't give you a ton. It's one of those things that I might tweak, might make the game easier if people are interested in that. But for now, I kind of like how tough it is. It's hard to get through. There's a lot of things that do damage to you, and there's not a lot of health that is given back. Some of the problems with creating this game, I wanted a lot more dynamic enemies. Right now, I really only have, enemies that go back and forth and don't really do much. The slime is the only one that is really has something complicated with it, with its trails. But as for like the ghost, I wanted the ghost to kind of phase in and out. But this is the first time working with 2D assets and sprites and flipbooks. I didn't quite understand how to do that with an enemy AI. I got it set up for the player, but making the enemy, disappear and reappear and have different animations for that, I couldn't quite figure out. And that goes same with like the angry pig. Is I wanted it to be able to turn into a red pig and have multiple kind of lives, which I somewhat achieved in that, but then the second pig isn't quite as effective as the first one, and I got some troubles there. There's just things like that, working with the flipbooks that I couldn't quite figure out. I'm just not well versed enough in that. As for other difficulties, there's not, generally I got through most of it and didn't have too many problems. The enemies was the big piece. I'd say other than like the main menu, I had to figure out how to get that working and how to carry over the main character and things like that. But generally, it wasn't more difficult than any other project I've worked on, which I think makes me excited for working more in 2D games or something like that in the future. And that kind of leads me into how I feel with the outcome of the game. I'm generally happy that I completed what I set out to do at the beginning of its summer right now, in between college semesters. So at the beginning of the summer, I wanted to make a game that I haven't made before, do something that I've never done before through game design. And I had a lot of different ideas, but a 2D game was kind of the go-to, and I eventually went with it, and I'm very content with how my first try with a 2D design went, and I'm happy of what I made. It's a game, first and foremost. It has a game cycle, and that's what I'm happy for, and it has different mechanics and complexity to it, which I'm very glad I was able to complete. And that kind of leads me to the end of the video. I just wanted to, I guess, not necessarily behind the scenes, but an insight and kind of what I was thinking and how I went about creating the game. But if you're interested in more of my games, they're on itch. I believe I have it. Yep. I got any of these, you're more than welcome to try out. I'm a pretty, I wouldn't say, I'm a new game designer. I've been doing it for 2 years. Every project is new and every game is unique, and I really like the challenges that brings. I hope you guys check me out, have fun with the game, and I will see you next time.